This morning I took a position on the Australian dollar US dollar to go long. Now I must disclose that I actually had a recording that was done yesterday on the position that I've taken on the euro dollar for the short. And when I was busy editing it this morning, it turned out that that video was nearly 45 minutes to an hour long, and I thought that is way too long for a quick live trade video. What I'm gonna do ahead, what I'm gonna go ahead and do over here in this video is just kind of bring up the account, um, just get the account over so you guys can actually see. These are the positions that I'm in at the moment, and that's what I'm currently down with $35. I am currently in a euro pound short that I also took yesterday that didn't necessarily work out to the way that I thought it would. So you can see there that's the euro pound short, and then I'm in these Aussie trades over here. So it's a fresh trade, and I will obviously look to see the market running all the way to the upside. So um, I have split my risk into four parts, which means that I can get out at different times because I have different targets at different points. So what I'm going to do is, if the market takes me out on the first target, then I'll definitely be updating you guys on that. But just let me give you a little bit of a background as to why we took a position on the Australian dollar, US dollar. So first of all, we're gonna have to go over onto the daily time frames, and we can see that the market has given us a very clear um, low, a higher low, and another potentially um, valid higher low, which gives us a high, a higher high. And if this is regarded as the higher low, then we could see the market potentially running all the way up to this level over here, which lines up with these highs. So that's the idea that we have. And also off screen, I have my momentum charts indicating that we have the potential to see a lot of positive momentum coming into the market, which is obviously a good thing. And just going over onto our intraday time frames, we can see that we have this MA over here guiding price quite nicely to the upside. So overall, I really do have a lot of positive expectancy with regard to this trade, but my expectancy has absolutely nothing to do with what the market intends to do. As you guys may know, that the market could easily just use this as an opportunity to roll over, and I'll then obviously have to reevaluate the position from there. But there are several other factors that we were able to identify whilst finding this position. And also, one of the key factors was that we are in this kind of descending channel or wedge pattern over here, which also indicates that we have deceleration. And if we look at the fact that we have sellers deceleration, we have positive momentum in the background, we have the market in an overall bullish short term trend. There's no reason why we can't see the market building momentum all the way to at least securing 1% or just over 1% on this trade. So I'll keep you guys updated with regards to how this position moves forward. But for now, I'll just go ahead and press pause. Okay, guys, just back, and looks like we're starting to build a bit of momentum here, with the market potentially looking to break this downward sloping trend line, and the overall corrective pattern. So we're about 20 minutes out of, we're about 20 minutes to the hour. And so we're going to have to wait and see how this candle closes and then obviously take it from there. But for now, I just thought I'd give you guys a quick update to show you where we're at the moment. What I want to do is kind of just have a look at the other charts. And I was fortunate enough to find the euro short at around this point over here yesterday, which rendered a very nice position. In fact, let me go ahead and get a screenshot to show you guys. And give me 1 second as I get that got sorted. Okay, there we go. So at the time of actually taking the position, I didn't. That wasn't, ironically, that wasn't my focal point. That wasn't the position I was focusing on. I was actually focusing on the euro pound trade, and because of that, I didn't put my stop in when I took the position out, because when I looked again, we were up about $92, and personally, that was enough for me to kind of close the position, and I was fortunate enough to close it on that profit over there. So that was a very good position. And now we do see that the market has the potential to want to most probably build some momentum further to the upside in the short term, I would assume, because overall we are in this ascending corrective pattern over here where we can, if we connect these highs, we can actually see that the market is actually kind of running in this ascending channel. And if we kind of narrow it down a bit more like that, we can still see that the market is running in this ascending channel. Now, usually what we will look for is for a break to the downside, but we still have to evaluate and see what's the probability of that actually happening. For now, I am not necessarily too keen on taking any other positions other than the one I've already taken um, over here with the Australian dollar, US dollar, purely because of the fact that I'm not necessarily seeing the opportunity with the other pairs, and because I don't see the opportunity, I'm not going to force anything. So, like I said, guys, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see how this trade plays out. And like I also mentioned earlier, is that I am still in this euro pound position. So we're currently floating in the red. And the reason I didn't take a position on the euro also is because I'm already in a euro position. So I would be somewhat overexposed as it relates to the euro. So I'm not looking to overexpose myself at the moment, but we do have a relatively good setup here with the Australian dollar, US dollar, and I think the best thing for us to do is just to give it some time and wait and see how it plays out. For now, I'll just go ahead and press pause. Hey guys, just back and having a look at the Australian dollar, US dollar. Now we did very well earlier. In the last hour, and now we're seeing the market kind of pulling back a bit. But the question that we're faced with now is, what are we looking to do with this position? At the moment, I'm just going to leave things as is. I may kind of go, I'm going to go off screen and just have a look at my charts and just check if the momentum is still in place, and if the other factors that I've identified that supported the move to the upside is still in place. Where if that is the case, then I'm looking to kind of move the stops all the way over here to kind of cap it at 20 pips, reducing the risk of the overall position. And now I want to get the account uh, pulled up for you guys so you guys can see all around it. Right? There you go. So this is the Aussie position. So if I just pull this over here like that, then you guys can see that's the position that we placed. So this was the Australian dollar, US dollar. There's all the positions, and you guys can also see that this is still the euro pound trade that I was in, that I was telling you guys about them. So we are running with very small profits, but we're making progress nonetheless. To give you a quick view of the current P&L, so we are officially about $27 in the green, which is brilliant. Yeah, guys, look, in all honesty, I really do view every bit of profit as a step forward. It's not about how much money you're able to make in one specific trade, but how consistent you are able in terms of money. And so some days we're gonna get brilliant runs. Other days we're just gonna kind of make it through the day. But for the most part, I do see the potential, like I said, for this market to fairly far up. But for the most part, I mean, I'm really happy with the way things have been working out so far. And if we just jump over to that euro pound trade that I was telling you guys about, you can see that this is one of those examples, one of those trades that just is a thorn in your side. Where I actually took this trade yesterday, expecting that we were going to have such a strong move to the upside. But when I took the position, we just saw this MA over here just acting as such a strong resistance level. And currently, you guys can see it acting like that over here as well. So you can see that EMA is still kind of holding its place as it guides price further to the downside. So the only way that I'm going to get out of this position if it stops me out. Um, and yeah, so I mean that's what we're looking at for today. Like we said, we're still in the Aussie trade, and the question is, will we be able to see the market running all the way to our take profit over here? Uh, Potentially so. I mean, I do hope that this will be a reality for us because it will be very good to kind of spend all this time in this position and actually have a positive outcome. But bear in mind, guys, that this is only the first target. I have four positions, like I showed you. Let me just get that back up to you guys. So as you guys can see, I have four positions in place over here. So you can see that my take profits is at different points. The last position, I don't necessarily have a stop. I don't necessarily have a take profit because I just want to see if that can be a runner, and going to see how far up it can go. Also, with regards to how the market has been moving today, there's been very, very little volatility in terms of the market actually giving us some significant move. But at the end of the day, every day is not going to be the same. Yesterday we had a relatively good day. Last week we had a brilliant week, and so this week we kind of hitting a bit of a slowdown, but it's absolutely no reflection of what lies ahead. Today's trading day could be quite slow, and tomorrow we could see a tremendous amount of opportunity. So that's just part and parcel of trading. So for now, guys, I'm just gonna hold on to this position. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and I will chat to you guys as soon as we have something to report. Up until then, I'm just gonna go ahead and press pause. Okay, guys, just back, and looks like we actually did a full-on reversal, where the market is currently moving down quite aggressively. And so, just to do a quick review of this position, so okay, so we had a successful break of the downward sloping trend line over here, as you guys can see, and we moved relatively well to the upside. So ultimately, our target is still at the moment we're still in the position. The target is still all the way up over here at 50 pips. But if we look at it, we saw that the market gave us a very nice move to the upside, and then ultimately started rolling over. And this was a surprise to me, but at the same time, it was a surprise and it wasn't a surprise because with the markets, you have to be so prepared for anything that it throws at you. And the reason for this, guys, is because the US actually had positive figures coming out on the unemployment figures. So it came out. The news was very good for it, and we saw this market kind of responding fairly well to that as also. This was the spike that was the news that came out for the Australian dollar, where the outcome of their unemployment fund was also positive. The unemployment rate, sorry, was also positive, and that's why we saw that top spike over here. So one could assume that if we had the US figures coming out negative, then this would have had no reason why it couldn't just spike all the way to the upside. But that's trading for you. So like I said, guys, I'm still in the position. We're still running just below. We're currently running in the red now after running so well into the green. So let me go ahead and get the account drawn up for you guys. There you go. Okay, so you guys can see that we went from being up to now being down. So this is where we are at the moment. So still, I don't want you guys to pay too much attention with regards to the euro pound trade because that's a position that we took yesterday, and it's also a position I'm trying to scale myself out of. But nevertheless, uh, I am currently still in the Australian dollar US dollar short. Sorry, long. So we'll just give this trade a bit of time, and then we'll see how it works from here. For now, guys, I think this is one of the most entertaining videos that I've recorded thus far, considering the fact that this is only the second um, live trade recording. I think it's a very good one because you guys actually saw how we were running very well into the positive, and ultimately just for the market just kind of visit our enterprise yet again. So this could mean that we could kind of be hovering in this position for a bit longer. But again, for the most part, guys, this is what we do as traders, and this is how we manage these positions. We are able to understand that um, not every position will move according to the way we anticipate. So we're not going to go. we're not going to get those massive spikes in short bursts always. It's very nice when we do get those moves, but there are times when we're just going to have to wait and see how the market kind of just gradually gets to either our target or gets close to our target and then gradually just make its way all the way down to our stop loss. Key point that I wanted to point out to you guys, like I mentioned, I was considering moving the stop all the way to these lows over here, which will obviously mitigate my amount that I'll be risking. Sorry, no, shall we say reduce the amount we're risking. But if we can use this current candle, the current candle that we are now, if this candle can close a bullish candle and we kind of see further momentum to the upside coming in, then that's something I could consider because then this would be a very nice barrier, to say the least. But for now, guys, I mean, I'm still having in this position. We're still gonna have to wait and see how things play out. But for the most part, I'm just gonna go ahead and press pause, and I'll be with you guys as soon as we have something to report. Hey guys, just back, and looks like we haven't been too far from getting stopped out. Just about 10 pips out from being stopped out, and the market decided that it wants to give it another a chance to kind of see these highs over here. But the question comes to mind that will the market actually reach this level over here? Because if I look off screen at my momentum charts, I do see the potential of the market still possibly wanting to run to the upside. Uh, but I do kind of question if the market has what it takes to reach all the way up over here with this MA coming down, this 50 period moving average coming down now to kind of act as dynamic resistance. And we could see the market potentially reach this level over here, where we'll still be in a positive return, except for the fact that we will see the market actually we will actually be taking out less than what we ultimately see the market going forward with. Um, but I'm happy to take that amount. Definitely happy to take that amount. So I think what I will do in the interim is get on one of the positions. I'll still hold my other positions, but the moment we get here, I'll move all positions break even, and then take it from there. So let's go ahead and adjust one of our positions over here. Let me just get this sorted. So this is where we're going to be adjusting our stops, sorry, not our stops, our take profit, in fact. And we're going to look to take about 40 pips off one of our targets, or one of our positions, just so that we can get something on, um, just so that we can get something on the position, you know. There you go. So that has been done and dusted. And if the market does decide it wants to break further up, all good to it, you know. But I think it's just going to be wise for us to at least just work with that adjustment and take a message from the market. One can never be too careful in terms of actually uh, being mindful of these aspects. So, although I do see the potential for the market hitting 50, that's why we split our positions like that, so that we have the freedom of being able to reduce our risk to a point where if we take profit over here, the profit that we will have gained over here is not necessarily to grow the account, but it's much rather to protect the existing trade for when the market does decide that it wants to move further up and then ultimately roll over. So if it is that we get taken on the on our first target and we move to break even, that has been secured. And even if the market does roll over, we've secured a reasonable amount of profit to actually kind of trade another day, if you want to put it that way. But it all depends on how the market gets here. If we see the market getting here, then that's a good day. And we can kind of end this video. But like I said, guys, the objective is always to stay um, either equal or above your risk. So you can see that we're risking 34 pips, but we're targeting 40. So we're always trying to take out more. In fact, we are always taking out um, the same amount that we're risking or more. That's the whole objective, and that's the only way you can actually grow an account. So let's give it some more time. We'll come back to this trade a bit later. It is currently about 20 past 8 in the evening, so it's the trade is kind of far gone, and because this is an Australian pair, the volatility has also gone with it. So I'm not too sure. I'll give it about another hour or so, and then come back to it. But if nothing has happened from there, then we'll just call this video a wrap. and then you guys will be able to identify whether this was a winning trade or not a winning trade, um, by just kind of drawing in the levels that I'll share with you. But for the most part, um, it's been a very interesting day. I must say that it's been a very interesting, just kind of being up and down thoughts. We saw good times and we saw not such good times, and then we're coming back into it now. So we'll go ahead and press pause, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as we have something to report. Okay, guys. So it looks like we're not gonna hit target today. But what I will do is just give you the levels, and you guys can get in, get the whether or not the market hit the profit target, um, or whether it hit my stop loss. So my entry level was at 62.95.7. My profit level was at 63.35.7, and my stop loss was at 62.61. So if it passes any one of those levels, then you know that I was either taken out on my profit target, or I was stopped out of the position. So yeah, I really do apologize for um, you know, the market not actually according to analysis, but this is really all part and parcel of trading, and it really gives me such a lot of it gives me a lot of value in that it shows you that at the end of the day, all you have to do is identify the opportunity, and the market will do the rest. And there's times when we get massive moves, and it moves in our favor, and there are other times when it moves completely against us. And then you got times like this where you kind of have to sit on the position until it kind of does either one of the things that you needed to do, whether it is taking out on your take profit, or whether it is taking out on your stop loss. But for the most part, guys, I think I'll call it a day for today. It's actually now 10:15 in the evening, so I don't think we're gonna be able to see this market running all the way up over here, um, between now and the end. Possibly tomorrow, we could see something happen tomorrow. But like I said, you guys have the levels. If you want, you can monitor it, and we can obviously take it from there. Again, guys, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I do yet again apologize that we weren't able to see the market actually do what we've analyzed or anticipated. But in a nutshell, this just shows you the level of um, transparency, and it just shows you what real trading is, or how we actually have to adapt to whatever market we're trading in. So I do hope that in this video you were able to you were able to get some value out of it. And I do really look forward to whatever feedback you guys have, whether it is to improve the channel's quality, or whether it is that you would like me to see, that you guys would like to see more trades being taken, and how I manage the position as a whole. But for the most part, guys, you are more than welcome to leave whatever recommendations, suggestions in the comments. I will be more than happy to have a look at that, and my best sure that I can make this channel big. For the most part, I wish you all well, and I do look forward to chatting to you all soon.